The day has finally arrived, a day I thought would never come when I can finally celebrate the Hornets making the correct moves. We got a new general manager, new president of basketball operations, and things are heading in the right direction. I will admit, I was very wrong about Brandon Miller. So MJ, with that being your last draft pick, I think you hit on that one. Other than that, though, there weren't a lot of hits over your tenure. Anyways, I like our trade deadline acquisitions with Grant Williams, with Trey Mann. Both of those guys could be long-term pieces to this roster, both of them being fairly young still. We also bring in guys that could help us out next year with Micic, Seth Curry, and Davis Bertans. The big problem with this year's team was just there was no depth. I mean, we're having to play guys like JT Thor and Bryce McGowan's 30 minutes a game when our top five get hurt. Okay, Terry's also in that top five, but a lot of guys missed time. I mean, LaMelo and Mark Williams didn't even play 20 games. It's crazy. Like, both of these guys have been hurt the full season. We had no depth, and, therefore we are now 15-46. Hopefully we have a real rotation next year, though. This is what it could potentially look like with LaMelo, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, and Mark Williams. That is assuming we re-sign Miles Bridges, but we should also have a top 5 pick to go along with these 5 guys. So hopefully, things are starting to head in the right direction in Charlotte. The bench would look good as well. With Micic at the backup point guard, Seth Curry could be getting some minutes in there, but again, I think Trey Mann will end up shifting into that backup shooting guard role with, I'm assuming we're going to go 2 guard with our draft pick. Cody Martin can still be a nice piece of the rotation, and then you got Grant Williams and Nick Richards at the backup 4 and 5 respectively, as well as Davis Bertans and Nick Smith Jr. So we've already talked about all the nice additions the Hornets have made at the deadline. They should have a lot of cap space, but to put the cherry on top, they should get a top 5 pick in this year's draft. Again, depending on where the lottery is. If the season ended today, we'd have the 4th best odds at number 1 overall. But if you look at the board here, and this is kind of how it's shaping up, I went Sar 1 to the Wizards, Cody Williams 2 to the Pistons, Reza Shea 3 to the Spurs. Obviously, if we can get any of these guys at 4, that would be perfect. We need shooting or scoring from the wing, and that's what Reza Shea and Cody Williams both provide. But what is still here, I love Jacoby Walter to the Hornets. If we can add him, what we're really missing is that starting shooting guard. I think Jacoby Walter could be that guy long term. Really, really good jump shot. Look at his first game as a college freshman. He was really good. I don't really like Ron Holland too much. The guys I'm looking at here, Jacoby Walter, Dalton Connect would be a big addition here. 20 points, 5 rebounds. He's put up dang near 40 a couple of times, 3 times this season. He's really good. Nikola Topic I don't really think would fit very well with us. And then after that, you can look to move down the board. Wouldn't mind like a Kevin McCullough if we move down to like 12, 13, 14, really good defender, really good shooter. McCain's a really good shooter. Devin Carter wouldn't mind either if we do move down the board. But if we keep this pick here, I think it's got to be Jacoby Walter at 4, maybe Dalton Connect. If we do luck up and get a Cody Williams, that would be huge. Maybe a Reza Shea. But that's where we are now, looking for that kind of long-term score. And again, sometimes you got to go best player available, so if they do take Ron Holland, wouldn't hate it. He's a really good defender. We need some more of those. But right now, I'd either go Jacoby Walter. Dalton Connect at 4 might be a little bit of a reach, but the dude is so. With that being said, if you have not already, make sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. As you can see here, basically everybody that watches these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure and go ahead and change that if that's you. We're trying to hit 100 likes on today's video. If we can do that, that would be great. And now let's continue on here. Yeah, I was wrong. I'll admit it. Brandon Miller is a monster, and I cannot wait for his future here in Charlotte. He's not getting talked about enough. I know Chet and Victor Wembanyama are ruling the Rookie of the Year race, but on a normal year, Brandon Miller would probably be in the top tier for Rookie of the Year. 17 points, about 4 rebounds, is a slashing, shot-creating wing, 44% shooting from the field, 38% from 3 on 6.2 attempts. That's really good stuff from a rookie. Was not expecting him to be able to do that at all, and I think he's the new franchise guy for us. I'm not going to lie. LaMelo did not live up to expectations at all this year, and that's the question. Is LaMelo still the guy? I think he is. Brandon Miller's definitely pushing him hard, but LaMelo, to be fair, he was hurt the entire year. There's another pretty legendary guard in the NBA that dealt with some ankle injuries. LaMelo averaged 24 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals in the time he did get this year, but he was just really inefficient, and honestly, it's not his fault. He played 22 games, and for a majority of that, he was in and out of the lineup. He did have some questionable shots, but hey, he went on a tear in early to mid-November, and that alone, gave me a little bit more excitement for next year with LaMelo Ball. Now, we got to bring back Miles Bridges. It's likely going to be a max deal because we have his bird rights, and we should have around $40 million in cap space this year, hopefully. That's depending on a few things, but we can let, some of these younger guys' contracts go. We already let Book Knight and, we already let Kai Jones go before the season. We now let Book Knight go. We got to bring back Miles Bridges. 21.1 points. Over 7 rebounds, over 3 assists, 47% shooting from the field, and 37% from 3 on 5 attempts. Very impressive stuff there from Miles in 37 minutes a game. So step 1 in the offseason, bring back Miles. Or step 1 is probably hit on our top 5 draft pick. Step 2 is bring back Miles. And then step 3 is just get everybody healthy because we really have a complete roster now as long as we bring back Miles. Mark Williams will be back next year. He averaged about 13 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist a game. At 7'2", he is a massive presence inside. 1.2 blocks, 1 steal. Now those might look a little low, but he only played in 27 minutes over the course of 19 games. So again, he never really got his rhythm going, kind of like LaMelo Ball. Now our new additions, we'll take a look at them real quick. We got Grant Williams averaging about 14 points per game for us so far. He's played 11 games, 5.5 rebounds, 2.7 assists. He's going to be a really good guy for us. A good connector on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Not really an elite shooter by any means, 36% from 3 on 5 attempts, but I think he will be a very welcome fit, a Charlotte guy that can come in and be a nice bench piece for us next year. And then Trey Mann is another guy that I very gladly take in this lineup. Never really got to play that much in OKC, but he's averaging 11.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.6 steals in Charlotte, showing that he can be a rotational piece. And I'm very excited for that because I think, hey, we need him to be our backup 2 guard next year, assuming we go out and get a starter in the draft. 44% from the field, 41% from 3 for Trey. And, hey, maybe even he stays as the starting 2 guard and the guy we draft comes off the bench for a little bit. 6'4", 22 years old, like the looks of that. Again, we also have Seth Curry, Vasai Micic, I think that's how you say his name, Davis Bertans, and then Nick Richards and Cody Martin are really nice bench pieces that I haven't even talked about. Love the value on both of those contracts right there. And then Nick Smith Jr., another rookie that has been playing pretty well that we didn't even get a chance to talk about in this video. So I'm liking the future of the Charlotte Hornets. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on this video down in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the like button. Like I said, we're trying to hit 100 likes on today's video. Hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.